Alright, so to my surprise, I wake up, extra early because, it's a Wednesday. Usually, this is when the FGO JP version of the game announces a new banner or some event info or some, I don't know, just random little tidbits of information. Maybe it's like a login bonus that they're doing. Maybe it's a Twitter campaign. But to my surprise, JPFGO completely silent. Nothing. They don't drop a single thing, not a peep, which is really weird. It's not unexpected because Lost Belt 7 isn't set to continue until the 31st, and that's probably when we're gonna get like any new servants or anything. But still, usually it's like another banner or just something is announced. But to my surprise, no, it's the NA version of the game bringing this Craft Essence banner, and we haven't done one of these videos in quite a long time, but it's going to be one of these do not summon videos. I feel like I really don't have to tell people to not go for this banner right here. As I'll kind of keep scrolling down and I'll pull up the banner, but it's just literally not going to be worth your time, worth your Saint Quartz. Yes, there are some good craft essences that are going to be available here, but like, I don't even know if Lasengel is really trying with this one, right? Because we all know that Lasengel is a bit more aggressive than DW. Like, they seem like they're really monetizing the game a bit heavier, right? They're usually pushing out like 1 to 2 banners at a time. They usually are dropping like a banner a week. They're, pretty good at making sure there's always something to summon on, right? Always ready to take your Saint Quartz, but this is not it, right? We're going to talk about that in today's video, just kind of a little short video. I'm hoping just a little short video. I'm a little tired because I woke up super early, expecting there to be something kind of hype or some kind of limited servant returning on JP, but then I wake up to this. But yeah, we'll talk about this in today's video. If you have not already, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for that sweet, sweet daily FGO content. Also, if you want to see me stream, I do that every weekday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on my Twitch, which is linked down in the description down below. Although I did miss yesterday because I had to go, grab a friend or something. But then their flight got messed up, so I actually didn't get to pick them up. So my thing was all messed up and all over the place. But, that doesn't happen too often, right? Doesn't happen too often that, somebody's flight gets messed up and you miss picking them up or whatever. But yeah. With that being said, let's just go ahead and start talking about this. So I think the first main thing to actually mention here, and I don't know, but it seems a little bit maybe scummy in a way, but it's like this summon does not feature a pickup servant, right? Meaning there is no servant on rate up, meaning you have just like a flat rate of getting, any servant that's in like just the general pool, right? But why I think it's just a little off is they put Vitra on here. Now, why is that a little bit weird? Well, Vitra was just on rate up for the Christmas event. Like, she just came up, and so it makes it look like she just had like a 1-month turnaround, when in all reality, nobody's really on rate up here. Like, yeah, throw Artoria on there because she's kind of like the face of like, freebie units, right? She's on the the story banner like 24/7. She's kind of like already the face of freebie guys. But then Vitra, I'm like, okay, I kind of see what you guys are trying to do. You're like, hey, maybe you didn't get Vitra, but look at this. Oh, she's back over here, but not actually on rate up or anything. It's like, all right, dude, come on. What are we doing here, Lasengel? What are we doing? We're trying to like do the old yoinky splunky on these people, the old bait and switch on them. I was like, I don't know about all that, Chief. I don't know about all that, but I mean, at least they threw that up there. But, I actually don't know how many people are going to actually see that. Because I know some people are just going to see, Vitra's back on banner. They're going to go, awooga, right? Their eyes just start popping out of their head. And they're just like, I got to go get Vitra. Because, surprisingly to me, there's a lot of people that actually liked her, right? I think she's an okay unit, but I as far as like servant wise and everything, like I think she's okay. I think she like lore character wise, I'm talking about, not gameplay wise. Like gameplay wise, I think she's fine, right? But character wise, I'm like, she's whatever. She's like one of those servants that exists for me, right? But I think one of the more important things to kind of talk about is I think some people might get tempted into summoning for some of these craft essences down here. Maybe not for the reason of like some of them are actually pretty decent, because you could actually snag some pretty good craft essences here. Like particularly a lot of the 5-star ones are pretty solid for some of these events. Some of them give you like batteries, some of them give you just like solid general like card buffs in general. Some of them are giving you like invincibility. Like I believe the Ereshkigal one is giving you invincibility. Just stuff like that can be like very solid, right? But I think what's going to be more tempting for some people is the actual art on the craft essences. I know there are people like myself, you could say based individuals, that are going to be going after these just for like the collector's aspect of it, right? There were some banners I was not planning on summoning on, but then they threw like the Jean and Jalter, like idol sailor CE, whatever, on there, and you guys know I love Jalter, so I went and summoned on that banner just to try to get the CE. Even on the JP version of the game, I believe it was for Halloween when Huyan came out, they had a Yu Mayoi CE on there that I was like, that CE is cooking. I need that CE in my life. So I understand, I'm also, privy to the temptations of some of these CEs, but it's just not worth it, right? I don't have to I feel like I really don't have to say it's not worth it, but just consider the fact that Tyra is on rate up right now. Are you summoning for these CEs? Or are you going to go for Tyra or even Ku Alter or Maeve? Those three banners are infinitely better to go on, right? Tyra, you can get one of the best, if not the best, DPS servant in the game. If you go for Ku Alter, you get a really solid DPS servant who's also a really good solo servant that's going to get even better with the 6-year anniversary bringing his buffs. And then, Maeve is going to be getting her buffs in a month or two. That's going to make her just an insane support DPS unit, right? All of those people are just infinitely more worth to go summon on. But then you have Karen coming out, right? Karen just being a very good quick looping servant in general. You have Galatea coming out, who's just a very, very strong single target art servant, right? Then you even have I mean, I don't even need to mention all the Lost Belt 6 stuff, right? Are you gonna burn your Saint Quartz on this stuff, or are you going for Lost Belt 6? You know what I'm saying? You going for Morgan, Bargus, Balabon Sith. I mean, even Ku Caster gets some buffs that makes him really good, and he goes on rate up on that first banner. Very insane. Melusine comes out one of the best arts DPS servants in the game, and also really good for the Buster meta because of her 100% battery, changing her into an AoE Buster servant. She's kind of like baby Arcoid, right? In that kind of aspect, right? Then Koyanskaya comes out pretty much enabling Buster looping. Oberon comes out pretty much taking Buster looping. And I would say Oberon takes Buster looping from being competitive with arts to making it a bit better than arts, right? Because they can just kind of push through every single node and they aren't reliant on it being a 333 node or trying to get refund. If they fight Berserkers, they don't really care that they get less NP refund. They actually are this is actually even better because I get to do even more damage, right? You're not going to go for any of these guys, right? And even though some of these CEs are pretty cool, they try to tempt you. They're ooh, yeah, we got a nice Jean CE over here, right? Ain't that kind of a cute CE? And you got to go nah, it's not. Well, you could say it's a cute CE, but you got to be nah, I ain't summoning on this banner. You ain't going to get me. Because realistically, all right, here's my thing. While I think there are some really good ones you could go for, I recall this Da Vinci one being very solid for art servants, if I remember correctly. And then, where's the Ereshkigal one? I know the Ereshkigal one is also pretty good because it's a survivability one. It gives you some hits of invincibility. That can be very, very solid. But it's is it more worth getting some of these CEs that you could find other counterparts for? Even for instance, the Ereshkigal one. Let me just use that one for example. It's you could get something like Volumen, right? It's going to give you 3 hits of invincibility, or even though it's not as good, I forget her name, but she's from Apocrypha, and she gives you 3 dodges, right? I can never remember her name. She's in the wheelchair. She's Chiron's master. You guys know what CE I'm talking about. You can get those, right? You can eventually get those in the general pool, with the volume in CE, and I'm sure a lot of people have run into it and have got it at some point. It's you can get counterparts to that either just by pulling in the general pool or by getting some free-to-play CE, right? Eventually you'll get some free-to-play CE. If one of these CEs, for instance, is oh, but it's got Buster and NP start of turn and I really need that, it's well, eventually, the Martha Summer CE that gives you 50% starting gauge and Buster and NP damage, eventually that you'll be able to just acquire, right? And so once you can get that, you're just kind of chilling. You don't really need those other CEs. I don't know. Feels very obvious to be no, you don't need to spend your Saint Quartz on this. I know some of the CEs are really cute, but better banners are going to be coming out. We have better banners out right now. Don't waste your Saint Quartz on this. I think this is, I don't know, just a very mid attempt at trying to get some people's Saint Quartz. But I know some people will fail. Some people will give into the temptation. But I'm hoping at least if there was a few people that were just tempted to summon just to summon for some reason, I'm hoping I at least came to their senses a little bit. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you're one of the I was gonna say one of the sad saps that summoned on this banner, but I don't want to be that mean. Let me know if you're one of the guys that did summon on this banner. Let me know if Lisango got you. And I don't know. I just think it's really funny at the end of the day that they're just like, ooh, look, Vitra's back. Well, hold on a minute. Does not feature a pickup servant, right? I was like, so nobody's on raid up. And I was like, all right, bro. All right. Okay. I see what you guys are doing. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hopefully, you know, JP drops something in the meantime between now and the 31st. Because, man, it's kind of stale over there right now. I need a little bit of content. Come on. What's going on over there, Lisango?